All right, we're going to do things a little differently this week. We are going to talk about those extras, the extra things we are doing in BNI Central Maryland that you're not going to find elsewhere. And if you do, they're not going to be quite the same because these are things that we've implemented since I bought the region in October. This came up because I just had a one-to-one with somebody who's brand new to the region. He actually came out to my house to look at our sliding glass doors. He works with Anderson and Anderson replacement windows, came out to look at the sliding glass doors. And so we started talking. And of course, I did what I do, which is to say, how's BNI going for you and how can we make it better? So let me start this again by saying I'm Ann Brennan. I am the franchise owner of BNI Central Maryland. That makes me the executive director of BNI Central Maryland. And I came in October. I bought the region in October. It was previously owned by another AD. It's actually been owned a couple of times over the past several years. It's been owned by several people. And I came in with a lot of ideas because I had 9 years of having been in BNI. I know what I have needed from BNI and wasn't getting. I know what I was getting from BNI, which is the foundations, right? The foundations remain the same no matter what. We have our meetings. We have our one seat per category. We do our power of one, all of those things. The one-to-ones remain the same. The referrals remain the same. But I wanted to add some extra things. And so as this young guy was sitting in my house when we were talking about BNI and how it's working for him, it occurred to me that maybe I haven't had this conversation with everybody. I've had it individually with people. There are a lot of things we're doing that if you want to take advantage of BNI to its fullest, BNI Central Maryland to its fullest, there are a few things. And I want to go back to something real quick. When my children went to college, when my first child went to college, he took advantage of every professor's office hours, really was there all the time to a point that I thought, oh my gosh, are you bugging these guys? And he said, no, mom. He says, I'm learning something every time and they're appreciative that I'm showing up and I'm getting better grades because of it. And so I have given that piece of advice to every parent I meet who has a child going to college, take advantage of office hours. And so the reason that matters is because I'm going to tell you to take advantage of office hours with Ann. As the executive director, I do a lot of one-to-ones, but there's only so many hours in a week, and I am very busy. I have a lot going on. And so I can't have a one-to-one with every single person in the region because it just becomes overwhelming. So there are some things I've set up. Some things I've put in place that I want you to take advantage of because I think you're going to find they're helpful. So definitely take advantage of my office hours. And by that, I mean, take advantage of me. Take advantage of the fact that you can meet me. And I know all 300 of our members. I know many of the people who have visited because we reach out to them. I know people who have left in the past, people who are coming back. I know a lot of people. So if you meet with me, chances are there's somebody I'm going to be able to invite you to meet. Right. But I put some things in place and myself, I am part of this, right? One of the things I put in place, one of the first things I did was start Coffee with Ann. That happens every Monday morning from 9 to 11 at the Java Nation on Rockville Pike. I chose that place quite honestly because it's sort of in between in the region. It is right off of 495. It's close enough to Prince George's County, Montgomery County, and Frederick. I'll probably have to add one once we open our Charles County locations and our St. Mary's County locations. But for right now, I'm pretty central. This is a pretty central event. It is not just a one-to-one though. Sometimes it is. Sometimes you'll show up and it will just be me. Most of the time it won't be. You'll come, there will be me, and there will be other BNI members who show up. Sometimes people come because they have a specific question, and so we go over that. There have been times where I have spent the entire hour helping people refine their 30 seconds. There are times I have helped them refine their 8-minute presentation. There are times we have just sat there and gone over the gains worksheet. But whatever the case, there's usually me and 4 or 5 other members. And what we're finding is that people are passing more business because they're meeting more people and they're meeting more people at this particular event. So that's Mondays. from 9 until 11 every single Monday. And if it's not, I will put it on Facebook and say, hey, we're not having it this week. I think I did that once since January. I've done that once, and that's because we were having burgers and bands for suicide prevention in Wilmington, North Carolina, and I couldn't get back in time. But otherwise, we will have it every single week. And if it's, like I said, if it's not, it will be on Facebook and you will have a fair warning that it's not going to happen. Anyway, that's one thing. The other thing is I have She Connects dinner, second Monday of every month. Please call me if you're interested in going to that. It's limited. We can only have 14 people at a time, but that's another great way of meeting other people in the region. And sometimes they're members, sometimes they're not members, sometimes it's members and not members, a combination. Usually we have about 14 people there. Sometimes we have 8. The smallest we've ever had was 4. That's been several years. So it's usually 8 or more. Please, that one, you need to let me know if you want to come to it. I send you an invitation, and you need to definitely confirm that you're coming so that you don't take somebody else's spot. But that's a really great one as well. There's different people who come every time, and it's very, very effective for meeting other people. In addition to that one, because that's just for women, by the way, I've been doing that for a long time. I've been doing that for almost 8 years now. I started it when I was over in the Annapolis area, brought it over here during COVID, and I've been doing it ever since. So that one's been going on for a long time. But I had several men say to me, well, that's kind of unfair. So I said, okay, you're right. Let's try something that will incorporate the men as well. And because I am a woman, I know that I say oftentimes I am more masculine than feminine in a lot of ways. Even though I wear dresses and flowery stuff, I am very much a masculine personality. But whatever the case, I still didn't want to have lunch with a bunch of men. So we have a co-ed. We call it a co-ed lunch. It's called Connections. It's a Connections lunch. It is the second Friday of every month. And that one is also at Founding Farmers in Potomac. You need to call me for that one as well. That one in particular, because we really have no space to expand. The women's, we might be expanding at some point. This one, the co-ed one, there's no space to expand because it's a Friday and they're really busy on Fridays. But it is another great event. You show up, we talk, we do a lot of talking. That one is not me centric at all. That's actually a very much a networking opportunity for you to get to know people in a much more intimate way. We talk about things like the scariest thing we've ever done. It's really a more of a opening up a conversation than a networking event that you might normally see. In addition to those 3, so that's 3 things, right? That's 3 things that are just set in stone. We do them. In addition to that, though, things that you might not think of doing. The new member orientation. I actually wonder whether we should change the name of it, because the truth is, if you have not done a new member orientation in a year, if you haven't done it with me, then I would suggest you come back to it, because we use it as a networking opportunity. Yes, there's a lot of teaching in there, but there is a lot of networking, and there is every single time people call me afterwards to say, what was his name? What was his name? How do I get in touch with him? I want to do business with him. There's so much business being passed in that new member orientation. So please do let me know if you want to attend one of those. They're on the calendar. One, it is Wednesday. I think it's the second Wednesday of the month and the fourth Friday of the month. The Wednesday is from 8 until 10. The Friday is from 11 until 1. And we do take up the entire 2 hours, unless for some reason we have a small group. We don't usually have small groups. We usually have a pretty good group for those. But again, it's not just for new members. It is a really great way for you to refresh some of your BNI information, right? You get CEUs for it. But it's also a great way to connect with more people. And that's one thing. Now, that is pretty much all of the things that are more like they're set in stone. After that, we have some happy hours that we do. If you see the happy hours, please come to them. If they are, even if they don't say that they're cross chapter, if it just says Mid County Connectors is having a happy hour, attend it. If Alliance is doing one, or BNI Capital Business Alliance, whatever, whichever chapter is having a happy hour, we try to make those something that everybody can come to so we get to know each other. Because the truth is, we're not just one chapter. We're not a chapter of 23 people or a chapter of 35 people or even a chapter of 60 people. We are a region of 300 plus people. And if you take advantage of these opportunities to meet with other people, you're going to find that your business grows. So I'm telling you all these things because as I was talking to him, I was thinking, boy, there's all these things, and I'm not sure people are taking advantage of them in the way that they should. Finally, I want to tell you about something that I think was not my idea. I had a couple of members suggest this when they found out I was buying the region. They suggested we do a regional power teams, and we have at least four of them. There may be five, but we have several there on the bnicentralmaryland.com website. Go to the calendar, you'll see them. These are incredibly powerful events. They generally run with one format. The format is I have, I need, I will. So, in the first time you go around, you say, I have recently been working with a plumbing company that does blah, 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 and this is how I've been helping them, right? Second time you go around, and by the way, the reason that matters is because somebody might go, oh, gosh, Dan, I didn't know you worked with plumbing companies. That's good to know. And then that makes them start thinking, oh, maybe I could introduce you to my plumber. Maybe that's a good referral for you. So that's why you do the I have. I need is a really obvious. I need more referrals, or I need to do more one-to-ones, or I need to hire somebody. Whatever your need is, this is what I need. One time we did it during actually at another power team, but during one of the power team meetings, we did the same format. And somebody said, I need help filling out the grant information for during COVID. And somebody else volunteered and said, oh, I just did it. I know how to do that. Let me help you. So that I need section's really good. And then I will. That is where the money is, because you've just gone through the I have, and everybody's heard who you're working with and realized, oh, I didn't realize you did that. Right. And then they've heard your need part. So when they go back around now, they're going, oh my gosh, oh, I know what we can do. Right. And so they are at that point able to refer to you. And it is not unusual for people to walk out having given 6 or 7 referrals to people. So these things are very powerful. The regional power teams, please do show up to them. I know we do other things. We're doing these YouTube videos, we're doing other things, but I want to go right back to the very beginning of this video where I said, take advantage of Anne. If you have the opportunity to connect with me, if you have the opportunity to do a one-to-one with me, you have the opportunity to show up at my BNI meeting, which I am in Solution Providers, and we meet on Fridays in person, do that. If you have that opportunity, being on my radar isn't a bad thing. It's like going to your professor. It is a good thing. You stay on their radar. They're able to help you. If you show up at these things with me, you show up at the coffee with Anne, or the Connections lunch, or the She Connects dinner, or you come to the new member orientation, or you do any of these things, what's going to happen is you will be on my radar, and I will be able to start thinking about you more. And when I think about you more, it's likely that I'm going to be giving you referrals, or I'm going to be making introductions that you really need. And that's something that is kind of priceless when it comes to BNI right now. If you are listening to this and you are not in our region, I want to say this. You should get to know your executive director. Your executive director is there to help you. It's their job. It's what we want to do. We wouldn't be doing this if we didn't love BNI and we didn't love our members. So reach out to your executive director, get to know them, get to understand them, and let them get to understand you. And you are going to get so much value out of that. I know this is a little different than the other ones we've done so far. I hope that you found it helpful. I love doing these. If you have a subject you want me to cover, let me know. If you think of something I missed, if you're like, oh, and you also do, because, I do a lot of things, and you also do this, put it in the comments and let other people know what I do. And if you've come to any of these things, also put that in the comments. Let people know, oh, I go to the coffee every week, or I go to the Connections dinner, or the lunch, or whatever it is. Let people know what you think about them, because I think people need to know how great things are right now in the region and how much they have to take advantage of. Anyway, we'll do more of these. We got more coming to you every single week. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.